Oh, hello. If you are a cocktail drinking nerd like me, hit that subscribe button and join me for a drink. Spritzes are delicious as a brunch cocktail. They're a little bit lower ABV, so it's great if you're gonna be doing a long Sunday fun day situation. It's also a great pre-dinner drink, a little aperitif, if you will. And I guess this is really popular in Italy, where the drink originates from. And there they serve them with snacks and little olives, which is called the Venetian Spritz. Spritz number 1, the Aperix Spritz. Times were tough during COVID, and this is the bottle that I had. So this is what we're gonna use. You can pick this up at Total Wine. I hope Aperol doesn't get mad at me, but it does taste exactly like it. So Aperol gained popularity in the 1950s, and I guess it was created in the early 1900s, and the term Aperol originated from the French term for aperitif. So that's where they got the name from for it. And this is another, technically Amaro, that is bitter, but it also has a sweetness. So it's not as bitter as Campari, which I've got back here. So I'm gonna do 2 ounces of this. Like I said, I like a heavier pour in this. Do whatever you want here. It's already a low ABV cocktail, so who cares, right? The next step is to fill your glass with ice, and anytime that you're using anything fizzy, you want to do the ice before you add the fizzy stuff, because if you do it otherwise, you will get stuff everywhere, which I have done before. Or Prosecco. Use whatever's cheap and whatever's available. It's all good. I haven't come across a Prosecco that I didn't like. And you're mixing it, so it's not like you need something super expensive here. I just want to touch on opening these types of bottles because it can be a little bit dangerous. One thing you want to do is you always want to keep your thumb over the cage. And that's because sometimes, especially if these bottles have been in the grocery stores, who knows how much they've been shaken up or shooken up. Who knows how much they've been shooken up by the time that you actually get to opening it. And if you let this cage go and it's had a good shake, then that thing's flying out, which I have done before, and it was very embarrassing. So keep your thumb over the cage, and then you just wanna loosen it and keep some pressure on it, and then you just wanna get a little sigh. I'm gonna pour this into my glass and fill it up almost to the top. We'll say that's 4 or 5 ounces. And then optional here would be a little bit of soda water. Fill that up, 1/2 ounce or so. And then give it a stir, just because you can see all of the Aperix is at the bottom there. Don't stir too much, because if you do, you're gonna make it fizz over. The traditional garnish for this would be an orange slice, and you can either put that on top, or if you left enough room in your glass, slide it in like so. And then I am going to use a straw. Spritz number 1, Aperix Spritz. I love the bitterness of this one. Now, I did go a little overboard. I used 2 ounces of this. You could use 1 ounce here if you wanted to, and it would still be delicious. I just hate when you can't taste the bitterness. But again, as I probably said, if you watched any of my other videos, you know that I like pretty bitter stuff. So up to you here. So we got Spritz number 1, moving on. Spritz number 2. St Germain, which is a relatively new liqueur to the market. I had no idea until recently that this just came out in 2007. I guess I just assumed it had been around a long time. So this one is another spritz that is up and coming, and if you like a sweeter spritz, I would say this is the one for you, because you're not gonna get that same bitter taste that you get with the Aperol or Aperix spritz. So wine glass number 2, I'm going 2 ounces again. So I was reading about the history of spritzes, and I learned that the term, while Aperol Spritz became popular in the 1950s, the term spritz has been around in Italy actually since the 1800s. And apparently it originated from the German soldiers that were stationed in Veneto, which is in northern Italy. And the Italian wine was so strong that they couldn't drink it, so they added a spritz, which is German for water. Just like last time, I'm gonna add the ice before I add the Prosecco. Leave a little bit of room for the soda water. Don't pour too fast, then it goes over. Little stir just to incorporate everything in there. And then I wanted to do a different garnish for all of these. I have these cute little tea flowers. They're like little rosebuds. And I thought elderflower, rosebuds, why not? So, a couple of those in there. Another straw. Spritz number 2, St Germain Spritz. Cheers. I can't decide which one I like better. I think they both have their own occasion. This one, as I mentioned, this one's not bitter. So if you want a bitter one, definitely go with the Aperix, Aperol, or even the Campari. This one has the elderflower taste. It is a little sweeter, so that's gonna satisfy your palate if you like the sweeter ones. It's also very floral, so I like that I put the cute little roses there. Last one is gonna be using some homemade limoncello, which is why it is in my beer growler. So give it a good shake, because I keep this one in the freezer. While everyone else was making bread during quarantine, I was learning how to make limoncello. So it turned out pretty good. I did have to end up adding a lot of sugar to it and a lot of water. I used Everclear to make it, which if you don't know, is actually really good for infusing things because it's such high proof that it really extracts all of the color and flavor from everything that you're trying to infuse. But afterwards, you have to play with the ratio to see if it's just too strong or not sweet enough. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. So I am gonna use a little bit less on this one. I'm gonna go 1.5 ounces just because it is a stronger spirit. For anybody that's looking to make their own limoncello, you really just need lemons and Everclear. You let the peels sit in the Everclear for, I guess I did 2 weeks, strain it off, and then I made a simple syrup and I added it to the mix and I added some spring water. To garnish this one, I'm gonna do a lemon wheel. Limoncello Spritz. They're all so good and so different. I don't know if I could say that I have a favorite. This one is so delightful. It's refreshing and light. You smell the fresh lemon. It just reminds you of summer. But I guess try them all and you can decide for yourself which one you like. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Give these a try. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know what everybody else's favorite spritz is. There's so many combinations that you can do. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, helps my channel out, and tune in every week. I'll be putting out different videos for you weekly. I am Jenna, and this is Gin and Tonic. Cheers.